Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about the possibility of a Khamzat Chimaev, Israel Adesanya, somewhere in the Middle East, perhaps Saudi Arabia, as some sources have recently suggested. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all this is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Some of the news that's been popping up in my feed lately suggests that Israel Adesanya faces Khamzat Chimaev somewhere in the Middle East. If I'm not mistaken, article mentioned that it might be in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure if they've ever had a UFC event. I cannot remember if they ever had a UFC event in Saudi Arabia. So that would be at least the first big UFC event. I might be wrong. There might have been some kind of UFC event that happened in Saudi Arabia. Not a main card that I can remember, at least. So the idea of a UFC card hosting Israel Adesanya Khamzat Chimaev in the Middle East would only mean that it would be a main card, and that would be, if I'm not mistaken, a first for the Saudi Arabian fans. Now, that being said, I really don't care where Khamzat Chimaev fights Israel Adesanya. It could be in Antarctica. I am super interested in seeing that fight, and I think time is ticking to make that fight happen. If I'm not mistaken, Khamzat Chimaev, according to some sources, has some visa issues, and I'm not sure if Khamzat can enter the U.S. as of now. I might be wrong about that one, but if I'm not mistaken, there are some visa issues with Khamzat Chimaev. So seeing these two fight UFC 300 is probably unlikely, but I would like to see these two get in the octagon sometime 2024 before the end of the year. And in the Middle East, I think only makes sense. A lot of the fighters from that part of the world, Dagestani in the case of Khamzat Chimaev, Chechnya, guys from that region, I think feel more comfortable fighting in the Middle East. So I think I kind of believe that Khamzat is open to possibility fighting in the Middle East sometime 2024. I think the fight with Adesanya is just, I've said it so many times before, this fight's bound to happen. It's good for the UFC. It's good for fighting fans, obviously, and the lovers of combat sports in general. And it's good for both fighters because this is really going to determine for Israel Adesanya, is he to continue fighting? Is he still a top contender? Obviously, when you hear the name, you assume that Israel Adesanya is still a top contender, though he fell short to a Strickland last time around. But we cannot count Adesanya out. That's why I think this fight kind of lets us know exactly where Adesanya is. And as for Khamzat Chimaev, I think he's bound to capture a title, whether it be in the welterweight division or in the middleweight division. I think the winner of this fight fights the champion of this weight class, the middleweight division, sometime 2025. Nothing's official as of yet in terms of opponents for both of these guys. There's nothing official I don't think, for Dricus as well, or Strickland. So a lot of fights in that middleweight division that I've talked about so much are getting ready to unfold, and I think this one's the closest and the one that makes most sense. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and like, subscribe for more.